was unbelievable. I was baffled at how quickly we generated a high ticket sale through this. And so I strongly recommend that at a bare minimum that you just begin doing broadcasts as part of your follow-up. Like absolute lowest hanging fruit as it relates to SMS is including broadcast SMS messages to your existing customers when they're in a campaign. So when you generate a sale, you should be collecting mobile phone number on the order form. And so I highly recommend that you always include SMS broadcasts in follow-up when you have the mobile number. And so hopefully, before I go on to the next one, yep. So there you go, Nick. That is the best. Call Loop is the best for SMS campaign automation. There's some other, like, look, I'll tell you this, that Call Loop is, I've used Call Loop, I don't even know, since the beginning. Actually, it's kind of funny because the ironic thing is that many moons ago I gave Chris the idea behind Call Loop. He took the idea and really did something far beyond what my original idea was. But so I've been with Call Loop from the very beginning. And so there are some other tools that you can use. Like there's Mobit, I believe it's MOBIT. We started playing around with it, but it cost us, I think, like $1,500 just to start to play around with it. That was their sign up fee for the year. Call Loop, you just pay for credits. And the difference with something like Call Loop and Mobit, for example, is that Call Loop you would use it like this. There are two ways. Think of it as you could have sequences and you could have broadcasts. A broadcast is obvious. It's, you want to send out an email, like live, like right now, you want to go on and send out a message to everybody, you can do that. Sequences are, you can set it up so that, message number 1 goes out today, message number 2 goes out the next day, message number 3 goes out the next day, message number 4, and so on, right? And so it's just a sequence, a series, like an autoresponder series. A tool like Mobit, for example, and why it's so much more expensive is it allows smart communication. So Mobit, for example, integrates with Infusionsoft. I believe that it integrates with other applications as well, but Mobit, and it allows you to send messages, conditional messages. So if somebody clicks on a link in the SMS message, you can tag them inside of Infusionsoft, and then you can send them another message, right? Whereas if they don't click the link, you could send them a different message. And so it basically allows for, smart sequencing, smart chaining based on response and behavior. The other thing that Call Loop doesn't do, but I believe that this is for many of you, this is well beyond what you need right now, is what was I going to say? Is there are other applications that allow for what they call MMS, which is, like where you're sending basically multimedia, you're sending images. And so there are other companies out there that are more expensive that will allow you to send images in the SMS message. There's even other applications that allow you to send personalized images, like you've seen those personalized images in email, right? Where you've got each person's name is dynamically inserted into the image. Really, really cool stuff. Still underutilized. And so the only one that I know of that does that, it happens to also be for Infusionsoft, is Fix Your Funnel. But they're out there for other applications. And yes, Nick, you can integrate with ClickFunnels because there are a lot of different ways that you can integrate with Call Loop. So there's not only one way. Like it works with Aweber, and it works with MailChimp, and it works with ActiveCampaign, and it works with all those things. And so yes, for what it's worth, in case you are interested, let's do this. Nifty, let me show you something. this is the tool that we use for personalized images. So nifty images, and it's super cool because you can do these personalized images, right? Like, so you see how it's the name is changing. Well, like Matthew would receive that image, and Emma would receive that image, and Jesse would, right? Like, and so it automatically, dynamically on the fly, inputs the person's name into the image in your email. And then there are countdown timers in here that you can send out in email, like, cool countdown timers. There are also things in here like there are these like you could have a graph that updates like via email if you want, or even on a website that updates dynamically on the fly. It pulls in data points and it'll update. So this is nifty images. And so there is that. And then the final tool or the final thing the other thing that I wanted to mention. So I said add in SMS. The other thing is, and we're really just starting, I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but we're really just starting to get more and more advanced with this, but that is Facebook Messenger. And Facebook Messenger, we're using ManyChat. And there are some cool things that you can do now with Facebook and Messenger and ManyChat. For example, you can, let's say you can put out a video on Facebook, and in the video you can offer something for free. And you can, a PDF, let's just say, a lead magnet, for example, and you can then you can tell people to comment, to leave a comment that they want the PDF, right? So you see some people that do this and say, just say yes, I want PDF, or you say yes, PDF in the comments. What that does is that generates a lot of comments, and so it creates a high level of engagement, which does a whole bunch of things that we won't even talk about behind the scenes with Facebook's algorithm. But then based on them leaving that comment, you can automatically have a message that gets sent to them in Messenger and says something like, do you want the, you want the PDF? When they click yes, they automatically get subscribed to your Facebook Messenger. And the beauty is that the open rates are through the roof. The click rates are also through the roof. It's unbelievable how responsive these things are right now. I don't know if it's going to be that way. It's going to remain that way long term. But the point is that of all this discussion is that when you take SMS, right? When you think about it like this, when you have email, and here I'll put a bow on this like this for you. When you have email, right? And you're following up with people with SMS, and you're following up with people with Messenger, and we also use retargeting as a communication platform, right? We don't only use Facebook ads for acquisition, we use retargeting for monetization as a communication platform. You radically increase the amount of people that go to see your offer. Right? And so recognize that no matter what your conversion rate is on any of your offers, if you get more people to the offer, you are going to make more money. And so what this does is this just allows you to maximize the amount of people that are going and seeing your offer. And so I highly recommend that you you start to add these in, and add them in one at a time. You don't have to roll out SMS. You don't have to roll out Messenger. You don't have to roll out retargeting as a communication vehicle all at once. Just start with SMS and literally start with one broadcast as part of your follow-up, or one follow-up SMS message as part of your campaign, and then add in a second, and then add in a third, and then move over to Messenger, right? And then after that, you can move over to retargeting. And so hopefully that makes sense. So the question, so somebody asked, so Mezicam asked the question, are Facebook ads different from retargeting? So retargeting is really just the umbrella term for displaying an ad to somebody once they've visited a particular web page or taken a particular action. So so what I mean by that is, so you're still using Facebook ads, right? There are a lot of different ways to use Facebook ads. There are a lot of different objectives that you can have for running a Facebook ad, right? You could run Facebook ads just to get likes, to create engagement, to develop a fan base on your page. You could do it to generate the sale. You could do it to generate a lead. You could do it to as a way of gauging interest on a particular topic, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can use Facebook advertising or run your Facebook ads. Who you are running them to really determines whether it would be considered retargeting or not. So if you're going out to a cold audience, right, an audience, like you're just going out to a cold audience of people that maybe don't know you, don't like you, don't trust you, have never visited your site, have never clicked on any one of your assets or resources, right? That's not retargeting. Retargeting is, let's say you run an ad, right? You run an ad and that somebody clicks on that ad and they go to, let's say, your sales page, right? And let's say they go to your sales page and then they click on the add to cart button and then they go to the order form and they bail though without buying. Well, now we're going to run a different ad. We're going to stop running that ad and we're going to run a different ad to this person, sending them back to your order form. That ad is retargeting because we're retargeting the individual who hit the order form and abandoned, right? And retargeting is some of the most valuable advertising that you can do because you're talking about qualified individuals that have taken a step. Another thing that we're doing with retargeting, and this is right, you could certainly, this falls under acquisition as well as monetization. This first part is really acquisition. So if you've seen, we've been putting out a lot of video content on Facebook and Instagram. Well, the beauty is today with Facebook. So let's say we put out a content piece. Okay, this is pure content. There's nothing being offered in here. This is right, just building goodwill, delivering value, establishing expert positioning, authority positioning, all that jazz. And and so then what we can do is we can run this as a Facebook ad. And what we can do is we could say anybody that has watched 75% or more of this video, we want to put into, let's call it, I'm just going to say audience 75. That's what we're going to name it, audience 75. So now what we're going to do, right, is we are going to run a Facebook ad. This Facebook ad is, call it cold traffic or cold, right? We're displaying this content. And what we're then doing is we're looking to see who is engaging with this content, who is engaging and watching at least 75% of the video, right? Because we could say that the people that are watching 75% or more of the video are interested in what it is that we have to say. And so then we're taking those people and we're putting them into an audience. And then we are running an ad, right? An ad just to this audience about this particular topic, driving them either to opt into something or driving them to buy something, right? And so what we're doing here is we are identifying a qualified audience, right? And so our costs are lower, our response is higher, and this is really considered, right? This is really retargeting. Who are we retargeting? We're retargeting the individuals that watch 75% or more of this original piece of video content. And so hopefully that makes sense. It's actually very easy to do today, and it's a lot safer than just going ad to sales page, right? It's still being done. We still have campaigns that run from ad to sales page, but our costs are substantially higher when we go ad to sales page, and your engagement is much lower, obviously, on those ads than on these ads. Everything is just like when you're again, You've heard me say before, in direct response, it's list, offer, copy. In terms of priority, list, offer, copy. List, who you are talking to, is the thing that's gonna, can make or break a campaign. And over here, what you're talking about is a qualified list, right? And so you could actually set this if you wanted to be 100% if you really wanted to. And so there you go. Hopefully that makes sense. Enough of me rambling. Let's get to our first critique.